Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a Pennypacker World of Tanks console upload of a platoon match featuring Bama Warlord and Pennypacker and their T-29s. The T-29 was intended as a counter to the German heavy tanks faced by the U.S. Army in Europe. The gun mantlet alone featured 249 millimeters of armor, in contrast to the mantlet of the Tiger II, which had 180 millimeters of armor. The war ended before it saw service. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see that T-29 in action right here, as Mr. Bama Warlord has taken out his Tier 7 U.S. heavy tank T-29. Pennypacker is in his premium Minuteman T-29. We're on the map known as Pilsen. As we roll up over here, we are faced with a multitude of targets.
We've been detected.
As we roll over the crest here, and to our left is a large empty building, we decide to hold this certain area as a strategic strong point. The turret, mind you, is very strong on a T-29. Bama, showing his knowledge of the tank, backs up with the hole hidden behind the hill with only his turret exposed. You'll see that Pennypacker is a little bit further ahead, and he is working the corner. He is keeping his tank in a side-scraping position so that most of the shots fired at him from the left over there are either being absorbed by his armor, side armor, or ricocheting right off of him. As you can see down here, we have a plethora of targets. Most of them are Tier 8. You'll see Tigers, Centurions. Quite a few light tanks are circling around, spotting for their artillery. This position does deem rather advantageous for the T-29s, however, and we start to hold our ground here. We have a few other allies right here as a French autoloader comes around the corner, catches on fire, unfortunately. But if you'll notice in some of the replay here, there is a light tank that hugs our position as well. I believe, as a smart player would, he is using us as armor and firing shots when he can in between us. As you can see, he's right there behind us. If I was in a light tank, I would do about the same thing. These T-29s are beast. In a hold down position, it's hard to break through T-29, let alone two of them. There you see a T-32, which is a tier higher than us, come around the corner, rams, yet the three of us managed to each fire a shot into him and take him down. Off to our right, you'll see a light tank that keeps circling us, firing shots, just trying to annoy us a little bit. We do try to put a gun on him a couple times and unable to. Little sucker is just a little too fast. This was the first time we were able to platoon in quite some time, I would say well over a year, and it was a big welcome to see Bama Warlord back on the battlefield. He spent a lot of this past year getting W's over there on Fortnite, and from what I heard, has earned quite a reputation over there. Fortnite's a very popular game in the gaming industry right now. In fact, my son, Gamertag Thanos Titan, is heavily into Fortnite as well. We do want to welcome and thank Mr. Bama Warlord for joining us today for some platooning. Always a lot of fun. Some frustrating matches were to be had, but we did have some really fun ones like this. Moments were tense, outcomes were unknown, but payoff was pretty big. And in this particular match alone, we were one of only a few 7s against quite a lot of 8s. And we managed to do quite well in this match. Definitely better than any of our other peers at Tier 7. And did quite a bit better than most of the Tier 8s on our team. As you can see, we are still holding this corner here. We are not going to give this corner up, no matter what. Holding our own. And no one is really broken through whatsoever. Now, I have taken a good amount of damage, and Bama has been a little bit better as far as his armor is concerned, but We have a couple close calls over here. A couple tanks look like they try to rush us here, but we do manage to hold our position overall.
Track hit. Focus on this location.
Ladies and gentlemen, the T-29 is a Tier 7 heavy on the US tech tree. It is a wonderful tank to use. Probably one of the better US heavies. Very, very, very popular amongst World of Tanks players. As you can see why. The thing is an absolute beast when handled correctly, and Bama is displaying, he's giving a clinic here on how you basically use a T-29 to its full advantage. The Minuteman Premium T-29, which you see Pennypacker using, was available last spring, maybe early summer. I'm going to say summer of 2018, and has popped up in the store a few times since then. But if you do happen to see that in the store or anytime available, always a good premium to pick up. Holds all the characteristics of the T-29. Has a special emblem on the side and the Gatson symbol. Don't tread on me. And I'd like to leave you with this before we sign off and just watch the end of this video. I'll have a little bit of comments at the end, but the heavy tank is basically your anchor of the team. They're expected to hold choke points, spearhead assaults, and slowly push back the enemy. They have the strongest armor and can wreak serious carnage. They are the masters of close quarters fighting. Basically, this is what the T-29 exemplifies, and you have seen a pretty good example of what they're capable of. Thank you for tuning in. If you did enjoy the video, please hit the like button, and we'll see you again soon. Have a great day. Enjoy World of Tanks, and as always, tank on.